Hey, hi, how are ya? Vadd here. We are playing ARK Survival Evolved. We are on the Ragnarok map, and we are in the DinoOverhaul X mod. We finally have some knockout tools, and we are after our first Apex Rex. The Rex gang has run the beach for too long. It's time that we show them there's a new sheriff in town and establish our dominance. The only Apex Rex, when I started looking for one on the map, was way over in the desert, once again on the complete other side of the map. And the desert seems to be very dangerous. Just about every time I fly over here, I feel like I have to dodge a couple of Wyverns or a Manticore. So I should probably go on a big egg hunt in the desert biome. But right now, I'm going to try and get my hands on just like the breeding pair of Apex Pteranodons. I'd really like a breeding pair of Apex T-Rexes. This would allow me to continue to progress through the DOX mod. Remember, we need to get our hands on a prime dino kill. Those prime beasts, they have that red star over their head, and that is the lowest tier of boss in the DinoOverhaul X mod, and I'm really hoping that we can breed up an 100% imprinted Apex Rex and challenge at least a low level boss. Maybe we can't. We're gonna find out as we journey through the DinoOverhaul X mod. I've got the Soul Ball mod. It's essentially a cryopod without the cryo sickness. It works pretty smooth. I'm gonna cryo this and I'm gonna jump us back to base. I don't wanna flap the whole way twice. With the Apex Rex, this is our first true Apex dinosaur ground tame. We have the Apex Pteranodons and they're pretty fantastic, but they're not a ground and pound beast. They are a flappy boy. So with the Apex Rex, I'm really hoping that by having the breeding pair, not only am I going to get a little bit of an edge maybe by having an imprinted baby, but if I lose my Apex Rex, I won't be tragically upset. They won't push back my progress too far because I can always hatch another egg, assuming my base isn't compromised. I've been thinking a lot about opening up a second base location somewhere else on the map, probably somewhere south since I can't go much more north than I already am here just outside of Viking Bay. And I'm going to probably build that one off camera. You've seen better than 90% of the base progression for Viking Bay. I lost my Pteranodon when I was working through taming my male Apex Rex, but all in all, it was pretty much just run and shoot, hope he gets stuck in a rock. So far, so good. We have a breeding pair of Apex Rexes. For me, this is awesome. We're not going to lose any resources here. We're taking back our saddle, we're harvesting our fallen, and it was just in time. Right as I was picking that up, I got wrecked by this raptor pack. There was no escape. Even if I had tried to fly away, they just came out of nowhere. I've got the male and female Apex Rex now, and this is exactly what we were going for. They're kind of some fun colors. I'm not super in love with the orange and the yellow, but they're not just brown or black or gray, not just a single color. And I think the top of them are a little blue and a little green. Gonna jump you over to the first egg. Remember with the Dino Egg Pickup Collector mod that if I leave this egg here, it will get picked up, and if I want this egg to hatch, I need to remove the totem from this egg. I'm also finally have our first Apex Pteranodon has finally grown from the baby to the adolescent juvenile. It's fully an adult, and we're gonna name this fella here Agent Silent P and put down our first nanny so that we do not have to continue to do all of the baby raising ourselves. The nanny's gonna help us out here. On that note, I think it is time to try and get some Rex saddles. I the base ingredients for a regular Rex saddle, I need pelt, and I haven't gone into the snow yet. So I'm going to take out Agent Silent P for the first mission. And this is Operation Kill the Mammoth. I know they're a little bit extinct in some places, but not up here on the Ragnarok map in the snow biome. There's plenty of mammoths out here. And off in the distance there is a rock drake, and it looks like an egg. So before I head out of the snow biome here, I'm gonna see if I can snag another egg. And I don't know how good this Apex Pteranodon is. This is my first test run. The mammoth has about 1,000 health, and I'm hitting about 300, which seems very reasonable. I know this is an Apex Pteranodon, so it's a tier above the vanilla ARK tames, so I feel pretty good about that hit. I didn't pump a lot of points into melee on Agent Silent P. Instead, this Apex Pteranodon mostly just has stamina and health. I just wanted to go out and be a bully. I wasn't necessarily thinking that it would be that good, but I don't have too much trouble taking on these mammoths, which is good, because if they wrecked me, I was going to be very sad. This is Agent Silent P. We can't lose him on his first mission. I thought about building out here in the ice caves, but I'm not in love with the snow biome on Ragnarok. And do you see the penguins over here? Anybody see a green star? We're looking for a green star. Remember those red stars? That's telling us it's a prime tier boss level dino. But a green star, that's the pygmy. We haven't seen our first pygmy yet, but I think there is a penguin pygmy over here. And I've talked a little bit about the mechanics for evolving, and I've talked a little bit about the mechanics for taming. But what I haven't done is shown you a pygmy yet. This is the moment we run across our first pygmy. See that green star? It's even teeny tiny. Yeah, that little cutie is a Pygmy Penguin. And one of the reasons we really need a pygmy is because they act as shoulder pets, and they give us significant boost for our damage or our defense or our stamina, or maybe they give us some fire protection. There's a number of different pygmies that are a key part of our progression through the DinoOverhaul X mod. I don't have the taming troops to tame that pygmy. On the way back to base, we ran across a zombie dodo, and an Indominus Rex moved onto the beach. Honestly, I'm a little offended that I finally get my Apex Rex and the Rex gang is leveled up as well, but that's okay. We'll see if we can't give them a run for our money. Getting the pelt we need for the basic Rex saddles is nice, because then we can ride our Rexes and move them around. But in reality, we need to be keeping our eyes open for a good blueprint of around 200 armor. Anything less than 200 armor on a saddle is going to be a little bit low, and it's just not going to have the same benefit. That vanilla ARK regular Rex saddle has, I think, 6 armor on it. It's not that fantastic. You saw me put down kind of a heads-up display there. That is another part of the Soul Bowl mod, those cryopods I'm using. And this is our first Apex Rex eggs that we are hatching. We're going to let the nanny take care of it. Looks like we got some colors from mom, some colors from dad, with the green on top and the red underbelly. It's kind of a beast, a very cute beast with his big head, but that's alright. Could be a her. Hey, this is how we're going to try and move off of the Beach Bob stuck in vanilla world and further into the docks mod. Our base is mostly set up, but what we don't have is we don't have all the resources we need for a Pygmy Taming Treat, and we're really working towards getting those pygmies. And the Taming Treat needs those Apex Dodo eggs. The upgrade Pygmy Treat needs those Apex Dilophosaurus, but in addition to that, we really need to set up a little bit of a farm, and I've kind of scoped out, not this one here, but the second little higher area. I want to get the greenhouse buff. We can build in the cave, we can build some water into the cave. Dox has a really neat feature of a water tower we could put in there to get water out, but I won't get a greenhouse buff if I'm in the cave. I'm hoping that this isn't a massive time sink and I don't just load in or come back to base and find my greenhouse is destroyed. I need to come back for some more resources and check in on the Apex Rex, our very first Apex ground tame. And he's coming along nicely. The nanny seems to be not letting him die, which I was very concerned about. I'm hoping by building kind of off the ground here that unless I aggro something, I'm hoping it's going to be relatively safe. There's nothing of value here. I won't live here. I won't run back to my greenhouse if I remember things correctly. But we need to build a couple of crop plots so that we can have a stable supply of the other resources needed for the for the Pygmy Taming treats. And I mentioned them once or twice before, so I hope this is starting to sound familiar, but we need citronella, we need long grass, we need rock carrots, and we need savo root. Those ingredients are going to be the total number of ingredients currently needed in the DinoOverhaul X mod to get those Pygmy Taming treats. And as we tame those pygmies, they're going to act as a shoulder puff that's going to give us a buff. So let's say we're fighting something very challenging that's hitting us for, let's just say, 100,000 damage. If I have a pygmy that was to give me a 20% damage reduction, now I'm only being hit for 80,000. That's still a huge damage number, but it's significantly less than 100,000. So the bonuses in the pygmies are huge. I got just destroyed by this rock shake. It came up invisibly in the dark, underwater. It was terrifying. I had an absolute nightmare of a time trying to get the pipes to connect and to work on this location. I don't know if I was making a tragic mistake or what, but it was just not working for me. And I had a little bit of a hard time getting back. I checked the tribe log. I couldn't find my flyer anywhere. It wasn't dead. And this rock drake, it seems like this one's a little bit glitchy, a little bit buggy. I think it's having some interface problems with, it's in the water and there's all these surfaces it can climb up on the water. And I'm not a very good spear thrower. So there is that, but I don't know why it shows aggressive to me with the awesome spyglass, but it's not reflecting that fact as it tries to run over to me. Maybe not. Anyway, swinging, I still would like to find my flyer, Agent Silent P. I don't want him to die on his first day out. I think he's around here somewhere. I mean, they're obviously not underwater, but I also would like this rock drake away from where I'm trying to put pipes down. And man, they are fast. I think, and then they just swim away. Okay, well, one and done. Maybe they don't dive under the water. Maybe I'm just a little too low of a depth for them. I don't know. It's an odd thing going on. Hey, with my greenhouse and my crop plots, I was really trying to get some water piping up to here, and I just had a terrible time. I tried building pipes down, I tried building pipes up. It just wasn't working. And this Omega Rock Drake, he wants me, but he doesn't. I don't know what's going on here, but he just spazzes out, and I just throw spears. I'm not sure I ever hit him. He doesn't seem to hit me. It makes me think there's an egg around here, but I really want my Pteranodon. I don't know. I was just trying to get him away from where I'm trying to build. Ooh, there is an egg around here. Okay, so if you were counting this episode, we have 2 Apex Rock Drake eggs we've collected. Oh, Agent Silent P. Okay, welcome back. I don't know why you landed there, but I'm happy you're not dead and not on the other side of Viking Bay. I sure don't want to swim across. I'm still a little scared that I know there's a Titan eel. I know that there is the highest tier of boss that lives in the water somewhere, and I'm always a little afraid that it's just gonna pop up one day and eat me in one bite. I'm not Jonah. This is not the way I should go. I'm still trying to get this rock drake away, and I had the worst spear throw in the history of spear throws, but it worked. It got very angry at me and ran away. So that was something. I eventually almost get the pipes to work, and then I don't know where this Apex Indominus Rex came from, but the Rex gang is still fierce on the beaches. I ran all around those rocks 3 times, all of the rocks. Checked back in with the baby Rex, our Apex Rex, and he is coming along nicely, just progressing. And I haven't made much progress on my crop plots. I haven't got my greenhouse buff. I don't have water yet. I'm just trying to get back to Agent Silent P, who's alive. Okay, so far so good. I'm not dead yet. I have upset the rock drake. In all fairness, I did once again take another... Oh, shoot. Okay, so the Indominus Rex is awfully aquatic. I think if I stay kind of low, he'll leave me alone for now. You know, if the Indom or the rock drake dove under the water, I would really be in trouble by now. I can't quite whistle it from here. Sometimes you can get a whistle if you have your spyglass on something. I don't know. See the invisible rock drake on the left over there? Another one? Are there 2 rock drakes out here? Wow. The rock drakes are really moving in on Rex territory. Whoa! 360 Indom. Huh. I like the way he swims. He kind of has a little bit of a paddle. He smiles at you. He really wants to eat me. Okay, plan B. How brave am I? Brave enough. Maybe? Maybe not. Agent Silent P, we're coming. No one gets left behind. Follow me. Come on. We'll just swim across the bay. It's not glamorous, but, you know, at least, this should be... What hit me? Wow. You know, this Indominus Rex is actually a fairly fast swimmer, and my health is just about gone. But thankfully, he doesn't dive very deep once again and loses track of me in the depths. I respect that. The bottom of the ocean gets scarier and scarier the deeper you do go. Okay, let's see if we can't finish off our greenhouse and get our crop plots done, and maybe, just maybe, avoid these rock drakes. I'm kind of worried they're going to go straight up this rock. I'm fairly confident rock drakes have some ability to climb. I haven't seen them use it too much just yet. With the greenhouse buff, basically all it does is it increases the grow time of your plants. So if I put something in here and it grows in, let's say, an hour, and I get a pretty good buff, I'm going to be able to cut that time down significantly. I ended up trying to use a cistern, so if something in the water breaks my pipes once I get the intake down there, hopefully I'm collecting some rainwater so my crops will still stay irrigated. It might not work that way. I don't generally mess around too much with the greenhouses. I'm building out of stone pipes because it's going to be fairly cheap to fix if and or when they get destroyed. All in all, I really think I picked the sunniest spot I could, and I hope you have been enjoying this playthrough and learning something as we go. I know that the Dox mod has a lot of mechanics we haven't gotten into yet. We are still genuinely in the just starting out phase. We are not out of the first page of the DinoOverhaul X Book of Smarts. We want to make sure that as we progress through the mod, we get our hands on that book and open it up so that... to back up a second here, I threw down another egg and we got twins, which is great because it's only a matter of time before I lose these. The first Rex is done. However, I need the greenhouse up before I'm going to take the Rex out, because the Apex Rex only gets us so far. It's not really a top tier dino. It's still in that apex tier of the tamed dinos, and we are going to move far beyond that as we progress. And right now, we need to keep moving towards the pygmies. And again, there's lots of mechanics in this mod that we haven't got into. We are genuinely still in the just starting out phase of the mod. We are still getting ourselves established and in a position to progress. One of the resources we haven't got our hands on yet are the Dox specific kind of raw metals. There are 2 of those Dox metals, the tungsten and titanium, and we want to farm those. And one of the easiest ways to farm those in the early starting out phase is to get yourself some kind of a tame. I suggest an Apex Rex, but I'm just maybe a little bit biased. And look for an Apex Phiomia. That's right, the poop pig comes in Apex levels. And those Phiomias are a fairly good source of Dox metals. I'm using the S+ seamless crops. You can change the model, and this way it looks like I just have one big kind of crop plot. It's really 8 crop plots on each side. I'm not going to show you the whole process of switching all of them. This is our first Apex Rex we hatched. It's finally fully grown, and this one we're calling Professor Rex. It's our big test Rex. We don't really know how good they are. We haven't taken them out before, but it's got 100% imprint. I have the best saddle I currently have with all of 6 armor. We're looking at 50,000 health, 2,000 melee damage, or 1,919%. I'm hoping that this is going to allow us not only take over the Rex gang on the beach, but it's also going to help us farm some of those docks metals, and if we're really lucky, maybe we'll be able to take on a prime dino, those very lowest tier of docks boss dinos, with our first Apex Rex. And worst case scenario, if I walk out the door and our nemesis is outside, the Mega Carno, and I just get deleted, you know what happens? I hatch another egg. The twins are still getting raised right now. This is not going to be the end of the world. It'll be a little sad, but Professor Rex is a test Rex. So we are going to see how far we can push Apex Rex. And here we go. That's right, Omega Rock Drake, level 415, 10,000 health. We're going to chomp this fella down. This is fantastic. We got ourselves an Ascendant Docks shotgun blueprint here. And one of the ingredients on this is most likely going to be forged Docks metal. And those Docks forged metals, they come from the Docks raw metals. I'm going to avoid the Kentosaurs. When you attack them, they do damage back to you with their spikes. And I have a fairly large health pool. Ooh, another Rock Drake egg. Well, if you're counting, is that 3 for a total of 4? Wow. I really hope they just fight something else. Go away, I really don't want to fight you guys. Oh, nice, yeah, fight the other Rex, weaken him so I can come in for the kill. Perfect. Hey, that Omega Rock Drake that's been taunting us since episode 1, if I'm not completely mistaken here. Yeah, we have our Apex Rex, and we just took that Rock Drake out, which is super exciting. We are moving up in our ability to fight. This is the same Rock Drake that was disrespecting my spears and then just wouldn't fight me. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I am going to chomp him to bits. He doesn't run, he doesn't fight. It was kind of odd, but we're going to get more Rock Drake feathers and an Ascendant Rex saddle. This is a great first snag. This brings our Rex saddle armor from 6 to 120. It's still not in the 200s. I'm going to pump all 40 of my remaining points. I know there's 36 there, into melee damage and see if we can't do a little more damage. Any more health I feel like would be a little bit useless. And that looks like an Apex Allosaurus. Yes, it is. And there we go. Those are our first titanium and tungsten raw metals. We're going to need to smelt them down in the Docks Forge into getting the Docks refined metals, and those we can use to build that shotgun and build some other Docks specific structures, materials. You know, if you're going to fight the Rex Gang, you got to let them know you're here. And they just ignore me. I feel very disrespected. There's nothing left to do but to eat their butt. That's right, rerun the beaches now. There's no more Rexes left. I couldn't find the Indominus Rex anywhere. I looked all over, I roared, I swam around. Something big is in the water and ate the Indominus Rex. That's the best guess I have. But seems like Professor Rex has been able to handle pretty much everything on this beach. We didn't find another Apex Rex to fight, but we did clean out all the vanilla Rexes. We took down the Omega Rock Drakes. We took down an Apex Allosaurus. We have several more Rex eggs in the background in case we need them. We have our crop plots down, which will help us work on our citronella, our long grass, our rock carrot, our salva root. I'm not fighting these Kentrosauruses. They really are trouble. And to the right is my base, but to the left is exploration. Let's see what we can find around here. Yeah, those Kentrosauruses really want to fight, and I don't know why. I haven't bothered them at all. Hey, did you see that off there on the left there? Just floating, a little star. Anyone see the star? Well, if I had come out my base and turned right, I would have been right on track for this Lava Golem Prime Wild. We saw him off in the hills just an episode or two back. Wow, it really has a lot of health. I have 50,000, it's coming up on 250, 300,000, so about 5 times my health. I'm a higher level. I don't think that means very much. I do have a saddle of 120 armor. I'm not wearing any actual Docks gear. I don't have my Pygmy yet, but this is Professor Rex, and if we can fight this guy and win, that would be a pretty fantastic way to end. I'm not sure that's the way this is going to play out, But let's give it a test run, see what we can do with this Lava Golem Prime. This is a Prime. This is a DOX lowest tier, weakest boss possible, and I'm on my first Apex Rex, and this is not how I saw this going. Wow. Let's wind this back. In review, 55,000? Okay, so I have 50,000 health, 120 armor in my saddle, no Pygmy bonuses, no DOX armor bonuses, and I got just deleted. I still would like that saddle back. It's significantly better than the saddles I have. Yeah, fight the RG, then I can just sneak by ya. Yeah, thank you. Very sneaky of me. And I can't get in the inventory. Maybe the saddle's gone. Maybe it got destroyed. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try again. That Lava Golem Prime, if you saw as well, it did 50,000. We were hitting 4,000s on the beach, and we hit that Lava Golem Prime level 1220. We hit it for 399 damage, I think it said, 400 damage. We really did not do much damage to this Lava Golem Prime. I don't think we should be trying to fight a Golem Prime with our Apex Rex. That's clearly not a good matchup for us. However, I really want the saddle. Okay, I got my saddle back. I'm gonna probably call it a day there. Let's check in with our eggs, make sure everything is in refrigeration. This will help put some perspective on the time it took to build the greenhouse and progress by the number of Apex Rex eggs I currently have. So we have a Wyvern egg, a Manticore egg, and 4 different Alpha Rock Drake eggs, all at different levels. I don't know if I have any saddles for them yet. We also have our first hands-on with some DOX ore, which is going to be huge for our ability to build some new DOX structures that are necessary to progress through the mod. We have everything we need to get our Pygmy Taming treats crafted as soon as our crops grow and our dodos continue to lay eggs. This chainsaw will probably come in handy down the road for harvesting some metal. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. If you have joined and enjoyed before, welcome back. If you would like to see more quality content, please consider joining me in supporting the channel through Patreon and utilizing the affiliated links. Thanks!